Okay, hey guys, me Keith, Elder Rock, back, starting this repair on this Neo Geo 4, this Neo MVS slot 4F. So this one, I already kind of made a little video, introduction video separately. So this guy is, we're going to get started, and just in case you didn't see the other video, I'm going to show where we're the starting point here. So we have a 4 slot with no boot. Okay, so I've never looked at this board before and the plan of action. So if it won't make it through the boot, it's not gonna fire up any cartridge or anything. So let's, first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna get power down. I thought I powered down. Yeah, there we go. Power down. So first, we're going to get this guy apart. See how dusty and dirty it is? Look. Whoosh. All right, let's get this guy apart. Let's get this guy apart and get him out into the sink, and just we're going to scrub this guy down. So yeah, let's just get started here. What do we got? We have, I think she's actually ready to pop apart. The screws are already out of the standoff, so yep, she's ready to pop apart. I wanted to do this on film so we can see the shock and awe of potential battery corrosion, damage. Let's see. I'm just trying to use a little force. You don't want to have uncontrollable force and then snap your boards apart and send pieces flying. Oh, there is a little screw right here. Let's see if we got a little nut driver to fit that. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I could use my pliers here. I could use my pliers, my needle nose. But I'm always preaching, use the right tool for the job. Like to my students, and just a good rule in general. Just a good rule in general. This is when you don't use the right tools, like you make more damage. Okay. And I have my little parts container. You can kind of see it there. Right off camera. I'm a big believer in keeping your hardware nice and organized. So when you put it back together, you kind of know where everything is. Oh, there's another one. Let's break him loose. Just gonna hold him from the bottom. Get this guy off. Yeah, you know, a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of videos I see are real short and to the point, but I like making longer videos, showing how to use the tools. You know, there's a lot of all skill level people out there, and you know, not everybody knows how to do everything, so hopefully somebody learns a little something from these videos, maybe just some good habits. I teach my students in my maintenance classes I give, you know, organization is really important. Knowing how to use your tools, tool maintenance, keeping all your stuff nice and clean and ready. You ready? Whoa. Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So while we have you here, I'm just going to kind of start inspecting this bottom board a little bit. It has the original insulation mat. I'm still not sure why they put these on here. I think it was just to keep it from making contact, but that stuff is a real bear if you have to take it off. And I see some battery damage on the bottom board, so we may be taking some of that off. But this board looks pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, that board looks pretty good, to be honest. I think cleaning that up, I don't see it, you know, it's dusty, but I don't see a lot of corrosion on these surface mount. I don't know yet if these are work rams. These are Neo Geo customs, so yeah, they could be a work ram or V ram. I don't know yet. When we get there, we'll go through all the rams and the ROMs and stuff together. This is just a visual inspection, and you know, if you're kind of new to this, or even if you're not new to this, inspections are as detailed as you want them to be. You know, for the first point, you always look for physical damage, missing capacitors, cracked or damaged parts or ICs. Yeah, just looking for anything physically damaged, broken, cut traces, gouges in the board, stuff like that. Corrosion, again. I keep going back to corrosion because it's such a killer on these boards. I like to look at the header pins, make sure the pins are nice and straight and not touching each other. This top board actually looks pretty good. The back looks pretty pristine, actually. So I'll give you the rundown of the top board. So you got your header, your cartridge headers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows, 2 rows for each set of contacts. Yeah, the connectors look good. I'm going to put this guy aside carefully, and we will look at this bottom board. I bought so many of these, I don't know exactly the condition I bought this. So somebody's taken the battery out. Good for them. There is a bit of corrosion damage here, but not bad. I have seen way worse. So the battery came out and it still won't boot, and everything, just kind of looking through the board, like all the chips, nothing looks really damaged. So we may be looking at some bad parts here. Maybe some acid damage. So I think this is actually a battery backup to one of the RAMs. Battery backup RAM. It's been forever since I worked for Neo Geo. Worked on Neo Geo, so we'll get into all that a little bit later. This is the Toshiba. I don't know if that's the BIOS chip for that. Oh, yeah, there's the Z80. Not socketed. That kind of stinks. So I think that's the main processor. The Yamaha sound. Got some NEC stuff. What are these guys? More Neo Geo stuff. 245s. Got some 245s. Yeah, 245. So these are just addressing, I think. Oop, I'm off camera. I think these are all 245s. Probably just addressing logic stuff here. What is that guy? I think that's a RAM. It's an M something 24. M74. Oh, 245. Oh, or 245s. My bad. 245s. Couple 04s. Some inverters. AS32. I'm not sure about that guy. HC32. I guess just the logic stuff. 245s. A lot of 245s on here. 259. I think that's like an octal decoder. The 259. Here's a 32. A 273. 273. Ah, here's some RAM right here. Remember these guys? I got some of these. 804s. Gonna get into audio section here. Yeah, hopefully these big surface mount ones chips are okay. I mean, really, the solder on these surface mounts look good. I'm not saying any of those aren't lifted, but as far as reflowing and stuff, I don't see anything that needs attention right off the bat. I think we're going to be able to put power to it. Probably start with the Z80. And yep, here's that. Let's look at the back side. There's the battery. So yeah, somebody's already, yeah, let's get that crap off of there. Somebody's already been here. Oh man, look at that. It's like, this stuff again. I should be able to get that stuff. Oh, it's peeling off pretty good. I don't think what I'm peeling off here is standard Neo Geo sticky for the back of this pad. And I think somebody put that on there. Probably just try to take all this off. See, it's all brittle. It's gonna come right off. Yeah, we'll scrape that off. I got a secret tool. I use a chopstick, and I filed down and I made like a scraper with the chopstick. Works good, and you don't damage the traces, and it gets that stuff off. Man, I tell you what, whoever pulled the battery out in time, good on you. I don't know if that's factory stock. There's a network array. There's a network array soldered to the back of... they're pulling up one of these 245s. They're using a network array and they're pulling everything probably high. Probably pulling everything high with that thing. I'm trying to think how that would work. Yeah, they're doing something. They're keeping that 245. I have to see if that's a fat. Ooh, it's thundering out bad. Ooh, rainy season in Thailand. It's kind of scary. Yeah, that's gonna be easy. We'll go. Yeah, we'll clean this guy up. I think I'll come in and then we'll do some deep clean in this area and some buzzing around. We'll check these traces, clean that. We'll check the traces underneath this header pin here. Make sure that's not ate up or any of these. We'll clean this up, see how it looks. We'll buzz around. We'll beep all this out. See what's damaged here. Man, that's a pretty nice looking board. This is going to clean up good. Okay, so finished there. Okay, guys, so let's get out in the rain and clean this board. Try not to get hit by lightning. Yeah, I'll show you guys. Man, it's like dark. It's like noon. It's dark. Love rainy season here. The flowers are out. The flower canopy. Yeah. Yep, life in Thailand, guys. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, I decided to take a little video of how to clean a PCB, or at least how I do it. So I'm in an outside sink area here in lovely Thailand, where instead of doing tourist things, I work on vintage arcade PCBs. So anyway, there's a lot of different methods, there's a lot of different chemicals, and I have done enough of these. I go with like the condition of the board. Like this board was just dusty, and there was no corrosion, pretty much, no acid damage, so there wasn't a need to like give it a vinegar bath or neutralize anything. This guy just needed the dust blowed off of him, and so I use different things, but I have this grease away I bought here in Thailand, and it's kind of like mean green or simple green. It's aggressive, but not too aggressive. So basically, all I'm doing here is I just give them a spray. I just give them a spray, and I flip it. I already sprayed this side. I've been working without you guys. Flip them over, and give it another little spray. Now you got to be careful of your compound, because some stuff, if you just go grab stuff, it's trial and error. Some stuff leaves a greasy kind of film, and some very aggressive degreasers will actually take the silk screen off the chips. But I still like that stuff for really corroded stuff, really damaged, really dirty, gnarly stuff. I'll use, it's actually like a grill cleaner. It will take all the black off of the pins, but if you scrub it, you'll also take off the white. So basically, let me get some water going here. And I'm not going to film the whole thing because I need both hands. I like, this is the perfect brush, because when the bristles will get down in between each chip, in between like each line or road, I call them roads. And you can really, like, even like on the capacitors, it gets right down. And you just have to give it a little, yeah. Like this one is just dusty, so we just really have to brush it just a little bit. So we're gonna brush them. I'm just gonna brush them all off, both sides. Rinse them off really well. I'm gonna rinse them until I don't feel any oily residue from this guy, and then we're gonna dry them. So, okay, so let's get busy with this, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, cutting back. So I did exactly like I said. I got on here and I just scrubbed a little bit, not too hard. So I was going to point out, if you clean boards with surface mount chips, just be careful you don't scrub it hard enough to bend the pins. Be very gentle when you scrub around the surface mount ICs. Those are a bit thick-legged, but when you get into the finer ones, you want to be careful. So I'm going to show you how I dry, and I think this is the perfect thing. I've seen a lot of other, my number one thing, how I like to dry it, usually it's nice and hot, and I'll set them out in the sun, and I'll just bake them out. I mean, you can't beat a bake out. It'll evaporate every lick of water on your board. But it's raining. I don't know if you can hear the thunder. It's crazy. But next best thing, or combination, I usually blow it off with this little mini leaf blower. And the cool thing about this will, the air will actually get hot like a hair dryer. So even using one of these is good because it heats up the board. It starts the bake out process of getting all the moisture out. So I just kind of like to lean them up, kind of like I'll blow it off a couple ways. I know it's going to get loud and annoying, but let's go. And close the top. Yeah, the tip blew off. All right, so let's continue. Uh-oh, we're gonna have to jerry rig. Okay, and there we go, jerry rigged. That's not gonna happen again. So let's. Okay, and that's how you dry them out. So basically, you're just kind of blowing it with the warm air, and you're gonna watch all the water run. I don't think on the video you can see it so much, but you can see the water coming, and you just keep on flipping it, and then blowing it, flipping it, blowing it. Dirty, you guys are dirty. But I think since this is actual like material padding, I could probably put the dryer on there and force the bake out on him. But I think for today, just because of that, it's still wet underneath for sure. This has got to sit out here and dry off. Even though typically I just blow them off and take them in the bench and fire them up, but that's holding moisture for sure. So this set, I'll probably take it in, do a visual inspection, but now at least it's clean. Man, that looks so good. That looks so good. There's nothing on it. It looks like new. And I think where that black padding was, that insulation material, we'll use alcohol and get that guy off. So, all right, so cut there. That's how you clean a board. Okay, hey guys, we're back on the bench with this Neo Geo MV4F. It's a 4-slot Neo Geo board. It's the smaller of the two that are pretty well out there. So I haven't filmed a lot on this board, and I don't know if I can actually show the original problem, but basically this board was booting to garbage, and I just got it out preliminarily and started going through the CPU, the program ROM, the work RAMs, the backup RAMs, and the video RAM, and that is what we are zoomed up on right at the moment. Is one of the two video RAMs, and they're the what are they? The 58256. So I wanted to show you guys what I found, because this stuff is so small you can't make this up. So on my initial probe through, I found data line number 6 was missing from here down to the what do they call that thing? The LSPC2 Neo Geo controller. I'll zoom out here in a second and show you. And so you have all the data lines kind of connected together, and they go down to the LSPC2 chip. So I found no continuity, and it's this guy right here, and so that's what this jumper is here. So I put this jumper in, it's still booting the garbage. And how I found this whole problem, so it's booting the garbage, I have garbage on the screen, and every time I put my finger on it, the screen would scroll, rotate, and have activity. So I finally just pulled that chip off because I probed around the CPU, the program ROM, the work RAM, the backup RAM, the Neo Geo B1, everything. I mean, everything looked good. No smoking guns, no weird signals and stuff like that. So I pulled that RAM off, and I found the break here for the data line. And I actually thought maybe I damaged that data line because I actually think I lifted this one, just kind of probing around. I actually think I lifted that leg for testing, and I thought, oh, you know, maybe I broke it where the pad meets the trace, but no, indeed it had a small break. Okay, moving on. So, and I pull it off, and here is another break. So these actually go to pin 27, which is the write enable for both of these RAM chips. So it's like this one and the other one. And when I probed these, I believe the other one was low, like as it should be, and this one was high. And I thought there were two different enable controls. And after I pull this off, I see the VIA. I go, oh. And this VIA actually runs down to pin 60 on the LSSP2 chip. So what we're going to do, I'm going to finish cleaning this up, and we're going to put that. I'm going to put that same RAM chip back on because I think when I probed this guy, all the signals were good. No indication of this chip being bad. I just think that the trace was broke here. So what I did not capture on camera, when I got this chip off my hot air station, there was a black chunk right here, and to the naked eye it looked like the board was burned. It looked like there was a hole burned in it, but after cleaning it up with some IPA, I could see that these traces were fine, and that one had a break. And I actually have this one scratched off because you couldn't even tell before that there was a break here. Without using your meter between here and the VIA, you would not see that break at all. So from the other chip, pin 27 to here is okay. From here to the the LSPC2 chip is okay, but from here to this guy, to this pin 27 here is not okay. So I'm going to get this chip cleaned up. I got the area cleaned up, but I think I'm going to clean the bottom of these legs a little bit, get him soldered back on. You can see I kind of got a little cleanup work to do. Got some residual solder where I reflowed that. So we'll get these cleaned up. We'll get those bent back into place. We'll get him soldered back in. Put the jumper, and we'll fire this thing up. So now my camera's been so tricky trying to zoom in on things. So troubleshooting this problem, boots to garbage. Just use your imagination. We all know what boots to garbage means and looks like. Frozen garbage on the screen, and basically it's not booting. So I tried it with the diagnostic ROM, one of the unibuses to bypass the work RAM, and it's in the boot up sequence. So I probed a lot around on this board. So the CPU looked good, the program ROM looked good, the work RAM and the ORC RAM and the backup RAM look okay. These two, these are the 2K video RAMs. These look okay. These looked okay, and how I found it, it was using my hands. Every time I touched that chip, barely touched it, the screen would bloop, bloop, bloop. It would kind of go. I probed around a ton. I probed on the LSCP2 chip, and all the signals are there. And I probed around on the GO chip, which is, what is that guy? It's a bidirectional buffer, and it kind of controls some of your palette RAM and your 68K data bus. So it's very much part of the boot process. If they don't get the right checksums on boot, the buffers are kind of known to go bad. And on the EO chip, which is your vector table swapping buffer driver chip, everything here looks good. There's some weirdness over here with some of these 245s, but that might clear up once the board is running. Yeah, and then I was hoping, I was like, oh man, I hope that B1 chip isn't bad, because it'd be game over on this repair. But every pin on here looks good. The buffer, what is the B1? That is the C1. It's an address decoding. No, this is, I take that back. That is the B1, which, oh my goodness, what does that do? There's a sprite and the fix multiplexer, line buffers, and palette arbitrator chip. So everything looks good, and that kind of makes sense. I am hoping we put that other jumper in and this thing fires up. So without a whole lot of filming, probing around and stuff, it is just a normal, checking the reset line. That the reset line is actually high. The reset and halt's actually high. The watchdog is going, but everything else looked good. Address lines, data lines, everything looks good actually on here. And we do have some battery damage, and I had purchased so many of these, and I remember, I'm not sure which guy, but I think it's my buddy out of California. He told me, I bought a bunch of Neo Geo boards from him, and he told me that he cut the batteries off a lot of these a long time ago. And so the normal battery corrosion, it didn't get a chance to go all that far. And I've already neutralized this board. It was really dusty. Oh, that's in the other video. But some of the lines I think maybe started, but I had checked all the lines, the traces in this area. This chip looks okay. These guys look okay. These guys, everything here looks okay. Any trace running near this battery area, the battery area, looks okay. Has continuity. So I think we're going to get lucky. So I'm going to go ahead and probably cut there. I'm going to get set up. Let's clean that chip up. I'll move my tripod around here. Maybe I'll film a little bit of that. I'll definitely come back when we solder that chip in. Okay, so here's the chip cleaned up. It's upside down, and I just used some solder wick to get all the residual solder off. But I wanted to show this angle because when you go to solder any kind of surface mount, you want to make sure you can look down it and all the legs are straight. You don't have any that are up or down. It's going to cause this to rock when it's sitting on the board. So you can kind of see from the side, we're looking straight down, and all the legs are pretty well lined up. So we're going to get that guy situated on the board and get him soldered in and get those jumpers in. Let me show you the other side. I think this chip is going to be okay. Everything tested good on it when I was probing around initially. So we'll throw it back in. Okay, here we go. got the camera set up right in my way, so this will be really interesting because I want to show you guys. So I got my chip cleaned up, I got my surface. I just wanted to do a few of these, get it tacked down with you guys and kind of show you how I do it. So I've already straightened all the pins, so we should be able to just tack it on there and flux it and go to town and get my soldering wire. So we're just going to tack corner down. So let's yeah, keep that off the tripod. Oh, all right. Try to not to. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting a new camera soon. Anyway. All right, let's just get a little solder on there, and we'll try to get this guy lined up the best we can. It's not shorting on anything. Just kind of already inspected the chip. Let's get him on there. I'll just look for my other tweezers and I can't really. Okay, let's see how bad that messes with you guys. It still looks like, yeah. Trying to use my magnifying lens at the same time, it ain't gonna work. Okay, let's just get this thing. Oh, I just used the camera, I can see perfect. Alright. Boom. It's a little off, so let's just heat him up a little and slide him over until those. Oop, too far. Ah, right there. Right there, look at that. So all the edges of the legs, I gotta put my lens down, guys. Gotta make sure the back is the same. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I think it could probably slide a little back, but I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to get this other, I'm going to tack the back side down. And, boy guys, that's really small. Oh, wait. I need my lens, sorry. But it has to be perfect. Yeah, that's good. Boom. Just like that. It's nice and flat on there. Oh, nice. Okay. I think I got a little bit more space on that back pad than I do on this front pad, but still plenty enough to solder. So I'm using some knockoff, some knockoff Amtech 223. And this is actually pretty good. You'll see how well the solder just really flows, sticks to the legs. So I'm just gonna get some flux down on there, front and back. And let's see if I can do, actually I'm gonna try to, I have to go around the tripod. I'm like hugging the tripod. And let's see if I can get my lens down there. I'm sorry, oh, no. Man, I really need to be able to do this. Let me see if I can stand up a little. All right, you can see and I can see. There we go. Perfect. So I'm just gonna load up my solder tip, and we are going to. Boom. See how nice? So we're gonna come back and hit those again, but man, that like one drag, like pretty much did it. Oop, 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 oop. Wow. Maybe like some of the best I ever did right there. Nice. Alright, so let's get back in here and let's just I was a welder for a long time, right guys? So I'm like, I need, I think, yeah, just heavy duty, man. Let's load the tip up again. Bam. Just a little bit. Okay. Let's get the backside. Let's get the backside just a little. Wow. Nice. That flux actually works really well for being knockoff. Okay. I don't know how well we captured that, but I tried, guys, to show you how to do it. Just takes time and patience. And cleaning, just and prepping, kind of like when I was a welder. Like most of the soldering is just like welding. It's like 90% prep, cleaning the metal, making sure everything fits, and kind of going from there. So, okay, guys, I think I'm going to pause there. I am going to fashion some better jumpers. That jumper here was that was like a temporary jumper. Let's try to get a little bit better of a jumper in there. And then I'll cut back. Okay. Okay, so we're back. I got my jumpers in, and I did testing off camera. So there you can see the jumpers. Now, oh, there we go. Not my greatest job. I'll go back and solder mask them, but data line 6. And both right enables are indeed going down to the LSPC2 continuity. I check for continuity and I check for shorts, so should be kind of good to go. Let's see what happens when we boot on. Okay, let's get the Fortune Kitty in there. All right, come on, Fortune Kitty. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see what it does. Yes! Yes! I knew it! I knew it! Happy dance! Happy dance! I freaking knew it! I knew that was the problem. Okay, there we are with our diagnostic RAM. One less broken thing around here. Right on. So, hey, that's great. Man, it looks good too. So, you know, I do have controls hooked up, but yeah, let's see if we can go. I do have controls hooked up, but I don't think I have my D button hooked up, which you kind of need. All passes test. I'm all excited now. All test passed. Look at that. Thank you, Fortune Kitty. Okay. Look at that. So, you know, don't have the top board on here, but see, yeah, with this controller, I don't have I don't have enough keys, I think. Hold, start, and select to soft reset. Actually, I do. Let's see. Hold. That would be, let me zoom on this guy over here. My hold, start, select to, or hold, start, and select. See, I haven't really went through the README on this, and I haven't really never used this before. And you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. Actually, I think one of these switches had failed on my last round of testing. I think one of these switches is actually shorted out, so I better not really mess with that too much right at the moment. I'll probably just disconnect. I'll probably just make a new set of control jumpers so I can run through the diagnostic. Hey man, but look at that. Well done, Elder Rock. Okay. So no, that was tough, man. That was a little bit tough to find that. And got some jumpers made. and it was in the boot section. So, you know, like if your data or address bus lines aren't connected, you know, you're going to have problems. So that's good. So the LSPC2 chip is good. The the B1 is good, and all the custom chips are good. That makes me happy. So check that out. We have diagnostic screen. So I'm going to cut there. Happy days, and we'll get back when we get some controllers. Probably going to call it a night. When we have some controller, run through the diagnostics. We'll cut back. We'll put the top board on. We'll throw some games in. See what other problems we find. We have to do sound and controls and run the games, and we may have graphic issues. So let's go ahead and end there. Let's end there. Okay.